happy Wednesday. We are 20 and a half weeks out from the show. I feel pretty good. I've had like really good energy, really good strength in the gym. I'm feeling fantastic and feeling like almost mentally in the headspace of like it's go time. Still been enjoying myself after the show, so like obviously you push for such a long period of time, so like having a little bit of mental break has been really helpful. So having more foods out than what I would normally have, having more alcohol than what I would normally have, yeah, just being able to enjoy those things prior to prep has been really good, both for me mentally and physically. I'm feeling really fantastic. So weight this morning was 130.8. Stage weight was around that 116 part. My body fat percentage is sitting around 13%, according to my reading at home. Is that completely accurate? Maybe not, but I'm okay with that. I just use it as a tool for measuring like where I'm at and where I gotta go. So with all of that being said, we're 20 and a half weeks out, so we are gonna like kind of start bringing the calories down and kind of see how it responds. So I'm going to be doing training day macros, rest day macros, and 1 refeed day per week macros as well. So you're gonna see all of those guys along the bottom of the screen there, but those are my current numbers. It's gonna be a little bit loose on particular things throughout the summer, just based on the fact that I'm getting married. So we're, for example, going on my bachelorette party in Montreal, so that weekend's not going to be like 100% perfect. And then we are going to have the wedding on September 1st. But other than that, if I can generally make some progress, we should be well positioned for prep to start. And then that last segment of time from like September, October to November 10th is going to be when I'm going to really have to grind and push. But if I'm well positioned, I'm feeling good about that. So that's kind of where things are at. Showed you what my physique was looking like. Those are the macros. I'm currently only lifting 4 days a week, and that's feeling really great. I have more blood work that I'm getting done today. So I've been working with a naturopath to get my sleep on track. So I've been taking a new supplement called Cathecol Calm to help reduce the cortisol, and I've been sleeping like a baby uninterrupted. It's been freaking phenomenal. So that's been really helpful. Ooh. And I've also been taking a vitamin B complex, and I think that's been helping with my energy ton, so that's going to be really good. The blood work is just checking to see where my thyroid's at, checking to see where my testosterone is at, estrogen, because I'm still like libido is increasing and I'm feeling like overall well-being is increasing, but I just want to make sure that like things are okay, because what's going to happen, as you guys know, is the reason why I decided to compete this year is because we want to have a baby next year. So my hormones are super important. We want to make sure that they are taken care of. I did want to also let you guys know that I'm starting my next cycle of Core Hard. You guys know I used Core Hard as a hormone balancer last prep to reduce the amount of lower body fat, really bring in the glute ham tie-in. Now this time, instead of using the capsule form, I'm using the powder form. So I'm using the Core Hard Extreme, and this flavor is so yummy. Pineapple strawberry. So what I'll do is I'll make my big jug in the morning like that, and I will add my ABCs, which is a product by Core, and then I also add the Core Hard Extreme. So I just started that as a cycle. Core Hard is something that I'll use on and off throughout prep. So we're 20 weeks out. I'll use it for the first 8 weeks of prep, which will position me around 12 weeks out. I will take from 12 to 8 weeks out off from using it. So a 4-week cycle of not using the product. And then I'll do 8 weeks of it for that last stretch to really bring in the shreddedness or definition that we are hoping for. So that's new. Another new supplement that I'm taking is digestive enzymes, which has been really helping with my poop. Maybe too much information, but I after prep was having a lot of digestive issues, probably my body not used to eating as much volume of food, and then I found that I was backed up again. So digestive enzymes is something else that's been new, that's been really helpful. So between the new supplement, or the new sleep supplement, the B complex, and the digestive enzymes, I'm really feeling good. So we'll see. It's go time. I always do this to you guys. I'm like, I'm done, but I'm not done. But yeah, another thing I've been doing this prep is I've been doing Bikram hot yoga once a week. So I started that last week because I used to really love it and kind of got out of it, but I know my body really needs to stretch and I know it's really good for my mind. So did that last week with a girlfriend, decided that I'm going to do it once a week. So I have a class that I'm going to on Friday. And yeah, just going to keep things moving, keep myself grounded, keep myself centered. So that is something new this prep as well. All right, guys, so this is the result of my blood work that I had taken. So all of this appears to be normal. My vitamin B12 is high. Now, my naturopath has me supplementing vitamin B, so I've inquired with her to kind of see what she thinks about it and see if there's anything of concern there. But everything else is within range there. Looks like when it comes to blood glucose, sodium, potassium, all of that is within range. Cholesterol is all good to go, right within range. Now, these are the numbers I was super concerned about. So my thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, looks like it's low normal, but like definitely on the lower side of things. And then looks like my free T4 is right in the middle. So I'm going to be inquiring with my naturopath and kind of see what she thinks about the thyroid, see if she thinks that there's something going on with that. Now this one here, the luteinizing hormone, says that I'm low, but I'm curious if it's because I'm on the Mirena IUD or if it's something more serious. So again, I've inquired with her and I'll keep you guys posted about it, but it is on the low side and the luteinizing hormone is essentially the egg being released. So we'll see. I'm guessing it's just because I'm on the IUD, but I want to make sure that's good. Estrogen is really low, and progesterone is really low as well. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of something prep related or if it's something additional. Could be because the Mirena IUD does have hormones in it, so I'm going to inquire about that. Now, this concerned me a little bit. So my testosterone, they said unable to calculate free testosterone as total testosterone is below the lower limit of quantitation. So I don't know if that means I need to get another test or what it means if my testosterone levels are too low. So I don't really have any analysis quite yet. I'm still waiting to hear back from my naturopath about what all of these results mean, but we will see. I hope that it's not anything all too serious. My show I competed like relatively, hasn't been that long since my show, so I don't know. I don't know what it all means, but we're going to get some answers. And I just want to recommend, guys, that you do get blood work on a regular basis, especially if you are somebody who is an athlete or a competitor. It is really good to have these numbers and to make sure that your health is in check. So ran those tests. Those are the results. I'll keep you posted about what these mean. What's up, guys? We are talking chest training today. So I'm super excited to share these tips with you so that you can make your chest grow and really get that definition. So a lot of women, what they'll say to me is they'll be like, can we get rid of this? Or even this too, but they'll always be like, can we get rid of this? And that comes from properly training your chest so that you can create nice full pecs. And I promise you, it's not a circumstance where you train your pecs and then all of a sudden your pecs look like that of a man. No, but if you want to get rid of that area that has the fat, right here where your bra sits, it's really important that you're training your chest and your pecs effectively so that you can create the muscle that creates the flat line that you're hoping for. So I know as women, we don't really like training chest. Guys, they like to train chests like a couple times a week, but women, it's a different story, right? We tend to not want to train chest. It is my least favorite muscle group to train. But I do know that I gotta do it. So first things first, like all of the muscle things I teach you guys, it does not matter how much effort you're putting in if you're not executing the movement with perfection. So if the wrong muscles are firing, it does not matter if you are giving it all of your effort. If you're not performing the movement pattern that's going to recruit the muscles, you're not going to get the results that you want. And I don't want that for you guys. I want you guys to get those muscles firing in the way that they need to fire so that you can get the results that you want. So as always, guys, I like to teach no equipment, not even focusing on the dumbbells or the barbells or the piece of equipment. It's important that you've mastered the movement first. So that's where we're going to go with this. So let's talk about how do we get the pec right? Your pec muscle here. How do we get it into its shortest position and the lengthened position, right? And that is the basis of all muscle execution. So how do we take the pec right here? How do we make the muscle the shortest and the longest? If we extend it all the way out here, right? If you guys extend your arm all the way out here, you're gonna feel that the muscle is being shortened, right? You're gonna feel that right underneath here, you're creating tension. You can feel that like the muscle right here you should feel it firing underneath your hand, and that's where I want you to bring your mental awareness to. So you're thinking about how can I create tension underneath my hand to really feel that that muscle is doing the work. So I want you to think about that. That is how we take the pec into the shortest position possible. Okay, how do we take it into the lengthened position, right? The lengthened position is when we bring it back, guys. You want to feel that stretch coming all the way across your chest. Now, often what I see with people, it's the shoulder that takes over, so they go to pull back and all they feel is the shoulder doing the work. And we don't want that, guys. We want to make sure that it is the pec, then it is the chest that's doing the work as you're performing the movement. So as you go to come back, guys, there's a few little tips I have to make sure that it's lengthened. But the first thing you want to do is you want to actually think about the back of the body. Your scapula has to become retracted. So what does that mean when your arm's coming back? Your chest needs to stay proud, and as you bring your arm back, you want to think about the shoulder blades on the back of the body coming together. Okay, so we don't want to bring the attention into the shoulders rotating like that. It's important that they stay back, and you're imagining squeezing the back of your body. So your arm comes back from here. We're taking it into the lengthened position. We're thinking about squeezing the blades of the back on the back of our body, and you only want to work within your active range of motion. So I can tell you right now that once I get back to here, I no longer feel that my pec is doing the work, right? My shoulder starts to take over. So your active range of motion is going to be whenever you feel that stretch happening underneath here, right underneath your hand, but not so far that you feel that your shoulder is taking over and doing the work. So you work within your active range of motion until you feel that stretch happening right underneath your the palm of your hand, and then you're going to bring it back to the starting position, and you're going to mentally think about your elbow. Okay, your elbow is going to get that chest to fire, and you're going to think like there's something right underneath my armpit, and I'm going to squeeze by focusing my elbow, and that's how we take it to its shortened position. So again, lengthened to shortened position, you bring it back, and forward like that, squeeze, think about the elbow. Now, one other tip I have when you're doing that pressing motion, guys, is to actually take your elbow, and if you're thinking about where your elbow and your wrist and your fingertips are, one tip I learned from Ben Pekulski is that you can move it so that your forearm, wrist, and hand are slightly outside of your elbow when you're coming down, and that's going to actually get your pec to fire even more. So if you try it like that, guys, put your hand underneath here, feel that muscle. Okay, so you're going to think about squeezing. We're thinking about the elbow coming in. When you go to come back, I want you to think about the hand, the wrist, and the elbow not being in a 90, but actually coming so that they are out a little bit further. And then squeeze, come back in, bring it to the shortened position, think about the elbow, bring it out. So again, instead of thinking about 90 degrees coming right here, guys, what I want you to think about is, can we take the arm out a little bit further, which is going to get the pec to fire a little bit higher. Okay? So you can do that when you're on a flat bench. You can do it with dumbbells. You can do it with barbells. You can do it on an incline. It is all the same thing. You have to rehearse the range of motion, and then once you've mastered it, you're going to actually have that the pec is firing. Okay? The other thing I want to show you is when we are doing any sort of flies, I have a couple tips for that as well. So when you're thinking about the starting range of motion for a fly, okay, so let's say we're out here. Generally, it seems that we all can feel that fly stretch, right? Normally when we're on flat on a bench or we're doing a cable chest fly, we can feel that stretch when we come out here. Most people can pretty easily, that you can feel that, or you feel that the muscle is being taken out there, soft bend in the elbows. But one little tip I have for you guys when you go to pull it in is you want to actually think about internally rotating your hands towards the center. So an internal rotation from this position is pulling it in, and you're mentally thinking about flipping the palm over. Now, when you're using the dumbbell or you're using the cable, sometimes you're not going to be able to actually get it to flip over, but you want to mentally think about how can I internally rotate. And what that does when you go to come in here, you're going to feel that your pec and right underneath your armpit fires that much more with that little bit of internal rotation. So from this position here, when you go to come in, I want you to mentally think about, can I take it and try to squeeze by rotating inwards. Okay? So shorten positions, lengthen positions, that is how we get the muscles to contract. So my favorite exercises when I'm training chest, I like the pec deck. I like to do both flat flies and incline flies, and both flat bench press and incline bench press. I tend to like dumbbells better than barbells. You can do these exact same things with barbells. I just find it easier to stay in a good range of motion and mentally think about my chest firing if I'm working with that particular range of motion. One more tip before I let you go here, guys, is whenever you are lying on a bench, okay? One way we can get our chest to fire a little bit more, this is whether you're flat or maybe you're inclined or maybe you're even flat on the ground. When you get yourself to that fully stretched position down here, what you want to do is you want to cue yourself to think of engaging your abdominal wall and pressing your back into the pad. So what that's going to do, you're going to be in your fully stretched position, you're going to do that engagement, and you're going to feel that your chest and pecs are able to fire that much higher. This is for bodybuilding in particular. This is not for powerlifting. This is not for trying to lift more weight, which sometimes in that case you'll see people arching their back. This is for trying to execute with getting the maximum muscle recruitment, which is going to come from engaging the abdominals, pressing your lower back into the pad, and really thinking about opening wide and squeezing the shoulder blades together. So that's it for my chest training tips. Thanks for tuning in for another episode, and I got one more little surprise for you guys. Stay tuned. So it's official. I have signed my contract with Angel Competition Bikinis, so I'm super excited to join their team and be a sponsored athlete, and they sent me the cutest little card here. So they said, thanks for being an awesome sponsor, Angela. Good luck at your next show, and you guys are going to love this because this is the suit I'm going to use for all my check-in videos moving forward. Da-da-da! It's a suit covered in donuts. So yeah, so they sent me that. It's gorgeous. Fabric is fantastic. And as per usual, our counter is a disaster, but super excited. So there we are, guys. Go check them out. You can get all of their info right here. Instagram, Angel Competition Bikinis. I will be sure to be sharing this with all of you guys so that you guys can see the beautiful work that they do. And I'm just really grateful that they decided that I would be a good fit to join their squad. And that's a wrap for another episode. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. I love you. And training camp, if you have not went to angelahope.com/events, we are hosting an amazing training camp for people just like you who want to learn how to activate their muscles, how to execute movements, and have somebody who they trust look through their form. It's going to be an empowering weekend. Only 20 women are getting into the camp because we're doing a very exclusive one-on-one interaction where we're going to have just the best weekend ever. We're going to have a smoothie bar and a salad bar, and we're also going to have a chef come into the home so we can all cook a meal together. We're just going to have this really, really empowering weekend where you're surrounded by all these people who just understand the lifestyle. So full details will come out when we launch on Monday, July 2nd, but I'm collecting your emails so that if you are interested, you can get on my VIP early bird list. I'm going to send you all the details, make sure that you get the best price possible, and also make sure that you get the special bonuses that only the VIPs are getting for the camp. So, super excited. Have a great week, guys. I will catch you next time. Bye for now.